Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. A little bit different angle on the camera, but that's all right. And tonight I am talking about the tech we use in the paranormal. Any tech, all tech, forgotten tech. Shout out Raven. Thank you for talking to me about, let's talk about this, the technology of it all. I'm like, good idea. We're using tech. I'm using a microphone and a camera right now. So, welcome to the show, everybody. Diane, Tim is there. Aussie Boss is there. And I know our Jedi sisters are watching from the sidelines. Hey, Sarah. What's up, everybody? So, yeah, talking about the tech. I shouted you out, Sarah. It's all good. I see you. Talking about the tech. Now, in relation to what we do here, I do some ghost investigation also. Okay. I've investigated the cemetery. I've gone down a couple of places here and there. There are, I have a history of it, right? And we've never really talked too much about the technology we use. And when Raven comes on, we're going to start talking about, now let's be during the panel, right? We're going to talk about forgotten ancient tech. And I'm going to go, Atlantis much? You know it. There's Rachel. What's up, Rachel? Renee is back there somewhere. Renee is in there somewhere. What's up, y'all? Thank you. Right before the show started, Rachel hooked the show up with 2 copies. Thank you so much. That is going towards Quantum Fest, and the word is getting out. The word is getting out. The flyers, the little cards that I made, are disappearing. I'm handing them out. They're disappearing. I'm hanging them up all over the place. So that's awesome. What's up, Justin? Welcome back to the Quantum Show. Talking about the tech of the paranormal and the quantum and all that stuff. Talking about all of that. But I'm going to start with the technology I use. It's really easy stuff. We'll go from the bare bones to the more advanced stuff. Okay. So consider it like voice recorder to crystal network. Like that's our scale. What kind of technology do we have? Voice recorder, or are we talking crystal network, quantum tech? Because we use that too. Don't even think we don't. We use it. Most of us here on the show use that. So, hey, Renee. And yeah, so I didn't break out any of the tech, right? But I'm going to be bringing up places to buy this stuff, right? You can buy this stuff. This stuff is super easy. Most of the stuff is on eBay. It's not the tools, it's how you use it. Okay. Now, I mentioned voice recorder. So I'm going to bring up some examples of a voice recorder, and I may pick one of these up. I may or may not. I don't know. It just depends. So we're going to head over to Amazon, and I'm going to show you the kind of stuff that I am talking about, right? So I'm going to maximize that screen. So I'm going to take me off for a moment. And now this top one, AI, $159. No, we don't need that stuff. Talking about digital voice recorder with buttons and memory cards, USB capable, with microphone or just open mic. Now, if you look, let's look at this one, right? I don't think I see mine yet on here, but we'll look at this, right? 64 gig digital voice recorder. Okay. Now, on the top, you have these microphones. That's the microphone. It has a visual interface. They're okay. I mean, and it records in WAV files. Okay, check it out, people. If you don't know what a WAV file is and you need to like ask somebody. Just Google up, hey Google, what is a .wav wave file? And how do I listen to it? Because yeah, it's an old format, but it's one of those tried and true things that just they refuse to stop working. Okay. And it says MP3 wave and it has all these different levels. 1-inch TFT screen, cool, but whatever, right? The point of that is to catch EVPs. And you can leave these things if it has a okay, this one has a 3-hour charge time. See? 3 hours. Now, to charge it up. A 32-hour recording time. That is a good number. Okay? And this is $25, 26 plus shipping, whatever, okay? So that's cheap, right? That's pretty darn cheap. And at a price like that, I have 2 or 3 of them because I leave them places so I can hear what's going on. And there is a program that you can use because you don't want to listen to something sped up because it creates artifacts, right? You don't want to listen to something for 32 hours. Well, who has 32 hours to sit on a set of headphones, right? So something you can do is I use WavePad Editor. It's in here somewhere. And what that lets you do is section off bits of sound, and it gives you a graphical peek where you can see sound actually happens versus background noise. I barely use the thing. I'm sure Tim, hey, what's up, Zach? I'm sure Tim has a lot more experience with different programs. And yeah, wave files are awesome. What's up, Dorothy? Great to have you here. Yeah, the artifacts are cool sometimes, but when you're listening for peaks, like high sounds versus background sounds, then you want to be able to quickly go through this thing. Visually, you can see on the screen, oh, something happened here. I'm going to listen 3 seconds before, 3 seconds after. You can separate that off. It's really cool, really great program. What's up, no memes? Yep, just set it and forget it. And I love that. I love that. I did that. I investigated a local Dollar General. Everybody was talking about it. Okay. And all I did, I had, oh, wait, well, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. Now, what I did was I had heard that this Dollar General has screaming heard on the cameras. Okay. Why did it have screaming? There was some kind of medical place there before in the like the 50s or the 60s. That's what I was told. I couldn't find anything about that. It had been several things because it was part of like a strip mall. But what I did was I left it on top of I went there at night right before close with my name tag on. I'm like, hey, I'm from store number such and such. Did they call and tell you I was coming? No. Oh, well, I'm here now. I heard you got uh some screaming happening at night. It's been heard. And they say, well, and some of them kind of was like, well, we're never here at night, so we don't know. And only one person looks at the cameras. I'm like, okay, okay. So I did this several years ago. This is just talking about a voice recorder, right? Mine was like a Sony something, and it was nice like that. It had the 32-hour recording time, and it had all this stuff to it. And what they did for me was they turned the music off. So I didn't hear the music all night long, and all I heard was the stuff. There was no screaming. However, I was up on the corner of a shelf. There was bread. Something was messing with the bread, probably rodents, okay? To be honest, that was probably rodents. But what wasn't rodents was the fact that the cooler doors opened and closed all night long. They were opening and closing all night long. Every few minutes, you'd hear, and it has that unmistakable sound, and then as it closed by itself, because they're meant to close by themselves. There was no reason for that to happen. And then right around 6 o'clock or 7 or whatever time they open, I heard the music and I was like, okay, it's time to cut the recording off because it kept recording for like 2.5 hours, but there was nothing, just people, alive people. So I didn't want them. So I went and I did that and I reviewed it, and the doors open and close all night long. There were some anomalous sounds, but nothing really to write home about. Nothing super interesting. No screaming. There was no screaming. I didn't hear any voices, but I did hear things being manipulated, like the cooler doors being opened. They say they didn't see that on the camera, but I don't know. Do they even look at the cameras? Okay. I don't know if they even were looking at the cameras for real, but that's something I did with a voice recorder. Okay. Other things are EMF detectors. I have 3 of these. Now, there are several different kinds you can get. I got one of these. They call it Color Tree, right? Shout out Frank and Lynn. They sent me one of these. This was awesome. This was awesome. They sent me one of these, just like, let me get it on screen. They sent me one of these and it works great. Just like on the TV shows, right? Some simple operation. The little panel down here, that is your on and off. And the thing about this is it will pick up background radiation. It's not extremely precise. See, it only has that kind of range to it. 1.5, 20 plus. Now, we don't be when you get to 20 plus, you begin to feel it. Physically, you get that's when the hair stands up on the back of your neck and your arms. That's when you start to feel that kind of thing. And this is not extremely accurate, right? I picked up another one, not this one. I picked not one like this, but I picked up a different one. Let's look at what they offer here, right? Lots of these ghost hunting things. I've got one of these. I keep one of these in the car because it's good for more than just that. Let me tell you, not this one specifically, but I've got a very similar one. Oh, I like the way they put those little red lights on there to make it look like Ghostbusters. Make it look like the Ghostbusters. This is a Chinese Sunkoda, whatever. It has EMF. It says it right there. EMF tester electromagnetic field. Okay, uses 3 AA's. Looks like mine does this. Mine also has a temperature gauge, and you can put this. I don't have any of the stuff with me right now, but I'm just going over the stuff that is available, and it's easy to get this stuff, right? This is $13. Not expensive. The thing is, now while this will be accurate, it will also pick up things like phones, cameras, because they all produce electromagnetic fields. If you're not out in the middle of the woods or out in the middle of nowhere where there's no electricity, you will get artifacts, and it's probably your phone talking to a tower somewhere, unless you turn it off or put it in airplane mode. Any two-way radios will come up with this, right? You'll be able to hear a little alert from the two-way radio, just the presence of it, right? Now, that is an EMF detector. Now, there are several different kinds. I showed you 2 different kinds. I have both of them. The first one I got was the first EMF detector I got. I didn't even know I needed it, right? It was at a thrift shop, and I saw this little thing. It looked like a sound recorder, and I was like, "What is this?" And it didn't have any writing on it. It just had Gauss meter reading. I was like, "That sounds familiar. Let me buy this for $2." Right? I just bought it. It looked a whole lot like okay. It looked a whole lot like one of these. Now these are not so great, right? This is an old RCA 8 megabyte, and I don't think they even talk about megabytes in this. It talks about minutes. Digital voice recorder. Now, it does have USB, but let me tell you, the electronics in this are really the electronics are really noisy. You can let me can I do it now? You know what? Let me show you why I don't use these. I'm gonna go, hey Blue Chicken, what's up? Drip Speed, what's going on? Just seeing you come in. I'm about to go grab a couple of AAA batteries because this thing takes 2 AAAs, and I'm gonna show you why I don't use these. Okay. These were once part of it, but they're so noisy. Let me grab some batteries. Hold on. We're getting there. Yeah, I had my mushroom coffee before the show and during. Alrighty then. Sorry about that. See, this is what preparation does for you. And let's see here. Now I got a brand new pack of Duracell. By the way, Duracell are the best. Energizer, don't even bother. Right? You're gonna have be replacing them really quick with Energizers. And if there's a ghost around, it doesn't matter what kind of battery you got. It's gonna suck it dry. For real. Going to suck it dry. So I'm gonna just get this going. And I'm not going to be transferring to the computer. This won't just go. I might do that in another show. Okay. Now, do I have an on switch? I don't even remember how to use this. Oh yeah, here we go. Locked. Okay. I'm remembering how to use this. It's an oldie but a goodie. Well, not such a goodie because it's so noisy, right? So I'm trying to get it to go to, see, it says 12 right there. Can't remember what to do here. Yeah, sorry, dead air. Okay, brand new battery. You could see it turned on, right? It says 12 o'clock, but it hasn't been on in a couple of years. So I'm trying to. Is there no on button? On. Okay, we're on. Now, let's just erase whatever's on there. Okay, there was nothing on there. So this thing has 6 hours of time on it. So let's see. Now, can you hear the room? I'm going to jack up my mic sensitivity and I'm going to. Can you hear the room? Okay, this is what the room sounds like. Hopefully, you have headphones. There's no tape in this. This is a digital recorder. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start recording. If we catch something, I'm going to freak out and love it because it's going to be so cool on the air. And this is a demonstration of, am I too loud? Hopefully not. I got my microphone jacked way up and I'm talking very low. Here we go. Okay, we got about 20 seconds. Let me turn my microphone down now. Okay, that's better. Sorry. Okay, I sound good, but I was hoping I didn't sound too loud. Now I'm gonna play what I just okay. Now, you heard a hiss. You heard all the little that was me touching the case, right? But when you have that in your headphones, oh man, that is a huge hiss in the background. I've got 2 or 3 of these, and they all have that problem. Did you hear what? I sound taller? Okay. Cool. Yeah, it didn't apparently this let's listen to this again. Now, I accidentally let me okay, I'm gonna jack up my microphone once again. So way up. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna hit play again. Okay. All right. Well, now it might sound good to you guys, but remember, you're listening to this over the internet, right? There is all kinds of places to compress sound between me and you. Especially since I'm going on a 720K or whatever video. So if when I hook this up into headphones, it is super noisy. I heard noise on it sitting right here. And it has been shown, I watched it in other videos, that you could take every voice recorder and then take scientific sound monitoring equipment. We can hear more than these things can hear, right? And I was watching Hellier, their Planet Weird podcast, and they were talking about these things, and they were talking about the vintage ones, the ones where it's a Sony. This is an RCA. It's a Sony, and it's a little square deal that has a condenser microphone. Most of them have condenser mics, right? They're easy, they're cheap, they go everywhere. See, there's a condenser microphone in there, right? Right. There is okay, Blue Chicken, no bad hiss. I heard it here, right? YouTube, there you go. YouTube has special software that kills ghost sounds. When he says ghost sounds, he means background sounds. When we say ghost sounds, it means actual ghost sound. But YouTube means sounds that you don't hear. Now, I could try to upload this onto a video as like a short or something, but I'm not going to bother. Go down, pay $2 for one of these, and you have your own bad experience with ghosts, right? It won't work. Artifacts. Yeah, artifacts is such a great word. I love that word. Artifacts is such a great word. It works for audio and visual. Cameras put artifacts in pictures and video. Cheap, old digital recorders, and it doesn't matter if they're old. They're cheap. It's cheap. This was RCA made in China by somebody, right? It's not awesome. They're not awesome. What is this? Thompson Inc. That's not even RCA. Okay, the next thing I talk about, the flashlight. Okay. We have lights. We have lots of flashlights. I've got, oh my gosh, I got a light here. I got one for the room right over here that I pop. Where is it? Well, duh, right in front of me. I got this one. This is the one I was carrying, but this one's a lot better. Also, shout out Lynn and Frank sent me this. Works great. I carry this. I use this thing all the time. Then we got all kinds of other lights. I've still got this thing, right? Haven't used it yet. This is an indoor, outdoor, mostly indoor, infrared spotlight. There's our Keith. I believe his show is live in 30 minutes. Okay. Shout out our Keith. Our Keith is back home. He's defying the odds again. And he'll be back doing his normal thing. Don't expect him to be going full bore like he likes to do. But he's going to be going on in 30 minutes. I will still be on in 30 minutes. Hold on. But this is an infrared. Now, you see it's mountable to a building or surface. And this is an infrared. There is no nanometer rating on this. It ain't great. But I had a little light sensor over here. Let me see. You know what I do have? I have 12 volts ready to go to this from a thing here. So let me see. I have a light bar, 12 volts, 1 amp. This is more than 1 amp. Okay. This is, but I'm only going to give it an amp. Let's see what the camera sees. But I gotta pull this stuff apart. Hold on. Hold on. See, this is the light bar for my 3D printer. I've got to go back and retrieve it. Where is it? There it is. And hold up. See, this is where preparation is important. Oh, yeah, preparation is a good thing, people. I haven't used this thing in a while. See, this is the dimmer switch that I have for LED. So hold up. Still getting at it. Goes up here. What did I do? It was right there. Oh, this is silly. Oh. Hold on. Still going, getting there. What in the world? Okay, well, where does it even plug into then? Sorry to have to do this to you, but I'm going to have to move the camera a little bit. So here we go. That is an empty chair. That's where I would be sitting if I knew what I was doing on YouTube. Hold on. I thought I had a good cable management system. Don't. What is this stuff? Oh my gosh, what is it? What in the heck am I leaning against? I got some other stuff to talk about too. Yeah, this is me, the invisible Nathan. I'm sure all the ghosts are making fun of me right now, especially Xena. Okay, where is this thing? Well, how did it disappear? Okay, got it. This is so silly. All right, let me recover here. Get back to where I need to be. Okay, so not going to use this. We have. All right. I'm going to see. Right, I was in the cable dimension. I was in the wire dimension. So, I don't know if this is on or off. Let's try not to blow it up, shall we? It's 1.5 amps, and it is a barrel connector. As you can see, barrel connector. Okay. It fits. I've used it before. I don't know if it's turned on or off, but okay, we didn't blow anything up yet. It is powering it. Whoa, it is bright. Look at that. Off. Off and on. That thing is bright. I don't see a thing. Hold on. Yeah, electro boom moment. I did not have I can't see a thing, y'all. Let's see what this looks like in the dark. Wow, this thing is super bright. I don't see, this is infrared. This camera is picking up this light. I don't see a thing. See that? All I see is some red. And it's a good, yeah. I think we have a winner. 1.5 amps works. I can't see a thing. Okay. This thing only looks red to me. Wow, it looks weird, but it looks red. Not a seizure. But yeah, I should do all my shows like this. I look like a proper ghost hunter now, don't I? I'm not green. I should be green. I'm not going to make it green, but I'm glad this thing works. And how far does it? Man, okay, my goes farther than my wire is long. Let's see how. All right, I'm going to go ahead and look at. This is at the level of the camera. I'm holding it right next to the camera. Right, this is the infrared. Now this is 12 volts, 1.5 amps, and I don't think it's sucking up too much. Right, so yeah. Let me go ahead and hit the switch a couple of times. Well, it's not. The switch isn't doing anything. Okay. Well, I guess it's stuck on, huh? Am I blowing up a power supply or what? Is it overriding the switch? It has a switch. See? It's not turning off. Again, Temu hardware right here. It's look, Diane, does that look dark to you on this camera? This, I don't see a thing on this. I see little red lights. That's all I see. It's dark, but it's not pitch black. That's dark. This is dark. This is lit up with infrared. So I don't know how far it's throwing light, but it's the thing won't turn off now. Whatever. Okay. Radioactive. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and just, I know how to, oh, now it's off. Yeah. The light was possessed. It wouldn't turn off at night. Wait a minute. Light sensor. Duh. Okay. Now that was just a few minutes, right? Just like a minute or two. Unplugged. I like that thing. Let me see here. Okay. The power supply I was using is From something else, right? Asian power devices. Perfect. They're all Asian. Okay, now I know you can't see that, but it's 12 volts rated at 1.5 amps, right? Just a generic one of these, okay? And it says on here, power supply, how convenient. So this didn't even get warm. And I think that is a 1 amp light, but whatever, it works. So that gives you limited infrared. I don't have a full spectrum camera. I want one, but they're super expensive. Or a FLIR, forward looking infrared, which looks like a fish finder. It looks like the other EMF detector with a screen on it. I don't know why they make them look like that. Why not just have a camera, a regular camera? So that is an infrared light. And that gives us limited night vision, right? Limited. Because that is a certain nanometer, and apparently this camera likes it. So that's that. Yeah, it has a light sensor. Yeah, it has a light sensor on it. I didn't realize because the overhead was turned off, it wouldn't turn. It wouldn't turn off because it has a light sensor on it. It's one of those outdoor things. Oh well, no, I'm not going to be like, oh, Big Clive, dude. I know who you're talking about. I love that guy. I have to speed his videos up because he will say, now we're going to take, he's British. We're going to, pardon my accents, right? We're going to take a look at this cheap American Chinese voice recorder. It is an RCA, this and that and the other thing. Okay. Well, tell you what, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and record the show. On this right now, I'm just going to get a place to put it and hit record. Yeah, but he would, I'm not going to go into depth like that because he has like a micro camera. See the trace here? That's half the size of a human hair. No, I don't, and I'm not interested. So I'm just going to go ahead and record the show on this and the panel at 3846 and review it later. I will actually listen to every bit of this because I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I will transfer it to the computer and then overlay it on a video of me doing something silly, right? Probably wearing the pink hat. And we are recording. I'm recording the Quantum Show on October 4th, 2025. The sound recorder is going to be on the side. I am about halfway through the show right now. So there's going to be that, the break, and then the panel. I'm just going to let this run. And I'm going to set it aside from me somewhere. Right there. It's going to be right there. There is a little red light on it. So let's see. Do we get any visitors? We're talking about ghost hunting. Are we going to get visitors? Who knows? But I will not touch that until we're done with the show. Yeah. Yeah, one moment, please. So a quick laugh. Yeah, all his phrases, right? I love them. But I'm not gonna mess with it. Shout out Big Clive. I guess I'm gonna have to now put a link in the description. Thanks, y'all. Blue Chicken. I'm not gonna be tearing it down. So that is the infrared light. Now let me look at the FLIR camera. I'm gonna just show you because I don't have one of these. These are cool. Oh, looks like I might get one. All right. Because these are, I remember they were a lot more than this. They were like $1,000. So let me show you what I'm talking about. There, this thing here. it looks like something else. This is the kind of image you get when you use one of these. Now, it does record and it does line out. So what it's showing on this picture here is a group of connections inside of some electronics, and the bright yellow are where the resistance happens. That's what's making the heat. So the wires are getting a little warm, and where the wires connect to the contacts, they're getting warm. Now, I don't know what this thing is set to, centered. It's on Celsius, max 38, min 22. So it's looking at a high of 38 so far. 38 is pretty hot, but it's not too hot for electronics. Okay. It's hot for us, but not too hot for electronics. And it looks like a barcode scanner with a readout on the back of it. Let's see here. Talking about the battery. This is what it looks like, right? This is what you see with whatever they're talking about, TISR. Okay. And this is what hold on, let me spot anomalies instantly. Yeah, that's what we looked at. There's that. This is how to use it. You point it at a circuit and it shows you is something running hot, but it also is good for seeing people, because people come up as hot also. See? So I guess that's just a sharpness thing, right? But notice it's $139. Now that is kind of high for something you're going to use every now and again. If you're not, if you, a little too expensive for hobby work, right? However, let's look at some of these other things, right? Here's one for 164. It works a lot the same. 159 looks like the same thing. FLIR camera 198. Here's what I was talking about, 599. That's expensive, but it looks like a camera. FLIR 358. And that looks the 429. They're just all over the place. You can pay whatever you want for these things, right? 219, 180, 309, and you have to use your phone. 339. That looks like a cheap one up there. 239, 513. The prices just are all over. 378, and it has to use a phone. And let me see. Let's just go back to the top, because that 139 sounds really nice right now. Hell, at those other prices, 500, 400, 164 sounds pretty good. Let's take a look at this one, because it looks like it's saying that it's a bestseller. HF96. Actually, that one's been on some ghost show, right? I think that's what makes this so popular, is it's been on a ghost show. So let's look at here. Okay, it finds hot and cold, hot where air, yeah, whatever. Thermal camera, it shows it's showing a guy very happily checking his pipes. Make of that as you will. Oh, I'm sorry. He wasn't. Okay, he was looking at his breaker box, which is inside of a wooden cabinet, which is completely up to code. Let me tell you. It's not up to code. Don't put breaker boxes inside of burnable things. Don't do that. Right. So looks like it's USB powered. It has 30,000 photos, 14 hours of video recording, 4 gigabytes of ample storage, but it has built-in memory, I believe. Let's go over here, see what this thing says. You can use it for HVAC. It doesn't talk about ghost adventuring, but it has good resolution. Great. That's awesome, I guess. 3350 milliamp. And what's in the box? Okay, that's that. So the HF Tools is apparently a bestseller on Amazon. HF96. So, where are we at? So there's that. Now that is a forward-looking infrared. That is cheap. I know. It's on Amazon. I kind of want one too. Even The 164? Hell, I might get that one. I'm going to be taking all my hardware to the event. Everything is going to the event. And yeah, no, 161, what does it say? 164? That is actually pretty cheap. I might get that one. Right now I've got a set of expenses coming up. They're kind of planned, but some of them are unplanned. So yes, I'm working towards the show. That's not the expense I'm talking about. This came out of left field, right? And we're working on my family. It's some stuff, y'all. It gets deep. So I have to choose what I use, you know what I mean? Okay, so that's that. That is a forward-looking infrared. Now, not that one. Even not, I don't even think the expensive one have a zoom feature on them, right? It's not because cameras can't look that far. It's because the heat can't be detected correctly. It's just there's a there's a shift between distance and here. Like if you're 300 feet away, or how many Bigfoots away are you? Right, that is going to affect how you see this stuff. I know we look at these videos with creatures out and they're tiny. It's too artifacty, right? You can't really count on that because it's too far away for an infrared to show, especially something from Amazon. We're not talking about starlight scopes. We're infrared that the military use. Those got the tech, okay? We don't got that, right? We don't got that tech. Maybe Museum of Tarot has it, but we don't have that. And that is a forward-looking infrared. That's what a lot of ghost hunters use. They use the cheaper ones, but that 164 looks good to me. I might have to pick that one up after December. So that is a forward-looking infrared, right? Now, there's something else I wanted to show you that I have on the way. And now this is something I have on the way, right? I got one of these. I did not pay this much for it. Someone got into the hobby, got out of the hobby, and let it go. Let me bring it up here. An SB7 Spirit Box, the classic. These things are the cheapest little crappy radios, but see, it is being sold to ghost hunter people. So $95. It is literally a $5 radio, okay? SB7 is an FM or AM, it should be AM FM radio, right? And you can scan based on, and what it does is it scans without locking in on a channel. Okay. Yeah, look, I don't see $90 worth of hardware in here. Okay. It literally is a broken radio because when you use one of these, it's called, back in the day, they called it a shack hack because they sold very similar ones to these as Radio Shack boxes, and you could clip one wire in there and it would stop it from locking in on a channel. And they called it the shack hack. And there are all kinds of these things out there, right? Oh my God. SB7 Pro 199. You don't need to spend this much money. Okay. So $45. And look, 1 star at 2 ratings. $64, $99. No, that is so bad, right? Yeah, awesome, mystical, and all this stuff. Yeah, okay. If I could give 4.5 stars, I would. Re These reviews, oh my gosh. Learn to spell, people. Really good, RIRLLY. Not 100% perfect, but it does the job. Works really well for Estes method sessions. You don't say, because this is one of the things I've got on order right now. Somebody got into the hobby, got out of the hobby, and they sold it for cheap, so I snatched it up, right? And Raven and I, yeah. How many anything to not use the metric system? Raven and I are gonna do live on stage Estes methods. And here's some more tech I want to show you. And this is so simple. Straight recommended by Hellier. Vic Firth drummer earphones. They're not earphones, they're earmuffs. Sound insulating. Do not say canceling. That is a different technology than this. This is just a ton of padding, right? A ton of padding. So it reduces everything by 25 decibels. Hell yeah. Okay, Diane. Thanks, man. Thanks, Diane. Man, lady, ma'am. Thanks, Diane. You got to take off. Have a good one. And we're getting to the end of this show, and the sound recorder, the recorder's still over there doing its thing. We'll see if it catches anything weird. I don't know. Bye, Diane. Thanks for coming by. Hit like and subscribe. You're here. You're quantum. Thank you so much. But yeah, here's how you do the Estes method. You take the spirit box, you put in earbuds, the little skinny ones with the wire. You plug it in. And I've got those. Now, I do have some nice ones of these. These are Sony. These are Sony, right? I got nice Sony earbuds. And then you put these on top of it. And you turn that up. And you turn the spirit box up. And you wear a blindfold. I'm going to be wearing a blindfold on stage. And I'm going to be just sitting back there wearing this thing, right? And probably rocking back and forth with the that I'm going to be listening to. Sorry about that. I know that was harsh sound. Sorry, but I'm going to be wearing these. Let me show you what they look like. Well, you probably can guess, but since we're here, yeah, I can barely hear myself talk. I'm using bone thing because I can't hear a thing. Recommended by the guys from Hellier, Planet Weird. Oh, that was loud. Vic Firth, right? Vic Firth, drummer, headphones, drummer, insulated earmuffs. Nothing technical about them, right? They're not shooter muffs, right? Because those, they're kind of tight too. They're not for shooting because it just, now, shooting, they're tuned to certain sounds, right? I've used them. You can hear the person talk, but you can't hear a gunshot. It's weird. It's cool. That's science. And I'm going to be using that with these and the spirit box when it gets to me. I'm going to be doing live Estes session. I've got to get with Raven. She's in here somewhere. She's listening, but I got to get with Raven because we got to, plan on this stuff. And hell, we might, we might do some stuff during the show. And see, I can usually when you bring people out of an Estes session, we're using a blindfold, we've got the things on. We have it's sensory deprivation. However, I can put my phone, like if we were going to do a 10-minute session, 5-minute session, I could put my phone to vibrate on an alarm at 5 minutes, and I'll feel it vibrating on the table, and you'll watch me jump like something just grabbed me. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe tonight, maybe not. I don't know. But that's that. So that is the tech I have, and I'm going to build. I was hoping to have a Kazaroff mirror, but that's a little out of reach right now, right? I mean, it's a Kazaroff mirror is a round mirror. We talked about this before, right? It's big. It's really big, and it's a polished aluminum cylinder around here, right? That's all you need. You crawl up under it, walk inside of it, whatever. It fills your vision, and it's all you can see, and you let your mind go where it goes. So, okay, Renee, see you on the panel. Looks like Keith is starting his show up. Shit. See that? I've got Cybermen all over the place. So, yeah. Well, I got 4 minutes left, Renee. Don't do that yet. Turn that light off. Turn that light off. Turn that red light off. I ain't done yet. We got 4 whole minutes here. Almost 4 whole minutes. Don't kick me off stage yet. The next guy ain't ready yet. So that is some of the stuff that I have. I also have, personal cameras. They're just digital cameras. They're little things like this, right? And let me just show you one. We got and I'm finding dashboard cameras can work really good too. Let's see here. Because they mount to a flat surface. You can wear something on your chest, right? They mount to a flat surface. You can, like just wear it on your chest like a chest cam, right? Let me get one of these up. I don't remember which ones I bought. I bought a few. The cameras don't wear out. The mounts wear out. So you end up buying these cameras. Now, these are not great, okay? But they're not horrible either. Let me go ahead and bring you now these are all right. Okay, they're not awesome. But this is a dash cam that you can use on your person, right? You basically just tie it to you. Make sure you don't push any of the buttons or anything. You turn it on and it stays on. Now, with the dash cam, what you have to do is have a battery go into it, because if it's plugged on, it's going and it's recording, right? If it's plugged on, it's recording. Let me just get me back on the screen. Now, as you can see, it's just a dash cam. Now, I'm going to show a personal body cam, right? I have a body cam that's supposed to fit in your pocket. And it is very similar to, they're cheap, right? They're cheap. They are webcams. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Get that thing out. Now, let me get back over to this so I can show you. This thing, it is just a little webcam, on, off, record video, record a shot. And again, the mounts are cheap. It doesn't matter how much you pay for this one. How much is it? $30, right? I have a couple of these. I don't have this one in particular, but they're pretty much all the same. Okay. Mine has a removable memory card. It doesn't have this little removable tip on there. What does it do? Okay, yeah, it shows all these applications and makes it look like so good. Night version. Motion detection, strong endurance. Okay, thank you. Let's see. It says it has night vision, but it's not very good. Okay, see, it plugs in to here. And I believe, where was the long battery life? There it is. 6-hour rechargeable battery, or 6-hour standby. I don't know what the record time is. They're talking about, they're doing a comparison. Okay, I didn't see that. $30, and it looks like that, right? So not bad. I mean, they're not the worst thing in the world. They are a self-contained unit. I've got a couple of very similar units like this one. They're not the best for sure. They're not the best, but yeah, we all do. Okay, now we're at the hour. Now, even a cheap dash cam is better than no dash cam. So, yeah, I've got one. I need to figure out another one for both cars. All 3 cars need it, right? And hope you were able to see earlier on my channel that I got the bumper put on. It's not finished. It needs to be painted. And you know what? I think I want to put a steel bar under that plastic, because if something goes through that plastic, there is nothing to stop it from going right into the radiator, the cooler, and the engine, and all that stuff, right? So I'm gonna think about getting a metal bar to slide or to put in that bumper. Big heavy bar. I can't have it on the outside. It has to be on the inside. Okay, let me go ahead and stop sharing that. Yeah. Uh I don't want no front end nothing happening, right? Half the car is plastic. I don't want I don't care if I replace one plastic. That thing was almost $400 to buy. Okay. I'm not going to mess around and let it get messed up again. I might nerf the whole damn thing. Okay. Now we're at the hour. Now the red light is flashing. Thank you, Aussie Boss. We have gone over some of the ghost hunter technology that we use. And we talked about the Estes method, talking about infrared, showed you my cool infrared light. I've got another one here, but it's of a different nanometer and it doesn't work very well. We talked about cameras, voice recorders. This one's, I'm going to leave it going. I'm going to leave it because I never know, right? I'm going to let it go between backstage during the panel because it's got, what, 6 hours time? I ain't going to be on here 6 hours. And I will review it. And if anything happens, we'll know, won't we? Hey, you taking notes? Okay. We may have gotten a response. We may not have. It seems like whenever I want to record it, nobody wants to say anything, including Alexa and Siri. Thanks for both of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. All she ever does is try to sell me stuff. All she ever does is try to sell me stuff. Siri doesn't do that. But she wakes up at the sound of her name. They're all listening. Google's listening, but I don't have Copilot turned on. Okay, we will talk more about other things, right? And more technology. And I should have, we were looking at the things that we could get our hands on relatively easily. I should have thought about that. We didn't even go into the weird water tech, crystal tech, vibration stuff, right? We didn't do any of that. So we'll talk about that probably during the panel. So this has been the Quantum Solo Quantum Show. Thank you for coming in. I hope you enjoyed your time here. We went over several devices, looked at the prices. Looks like I'm going to be able to get some of them later. They're not the, you know what the best tool is? Those are your best tools. You don't need this stuff. This stuff is for YouTube. This stuff is to show other people there's something there. But there's so much. It's literally the tip of the iceberg. Okay? Man, I need some more coffee. I'm not even out of this coffee. The mushrooms got me spun up. I love it. So thanks, everybody. Calling it this one done. The tech of the normal and the paranormal. So thanks, everybody. Keeping it quantum. And what do I say here? What do I say here? What do we got? I know I have a thing for this. Where is it? Where is it? Pushing buttons. Pushing buttons. We'll be back. Nothing on Rumble. Rumble's been given problems. Something about the change network. Okay. Pushing buttons. Thanks, everybody.